So this is the thing. The NFL is getting sued. Getting sued for the NFL Sunday Ticket. And the main reason why, by the way, and if the NFL loses this lawsuit, it's going to be the best thing ever for us football fans. The reason why is because they're getting sued over NFL Sunday Ticket. Pretty much the long and short of it is there's some ideas that the NFL wants to charge more money for the NFL Sunday Ticket, and they're jacking up the price with YouTube TV because they want it to make it so high that some people can't afford it, and they still end up watching CBS and Fox, the actual local coverage of the games, rather than everyone just subscribing to Sunday Ticket and then watching it on Sunday Ticket, because then Fox and CBS, they're not going to hit the numbers that they want to hit. So the lawsuit is pretty much accusing the NFL of saying, hey, listen, you guys are jacking up this price for NFL Sunday Ticket just because you want people to still watch on the local coverage. So if you're not in the same market as your favorite team, you're getting royally flushed because the NFL is trying to make sure that local teams still watch the local broadcast and they don't watch NFL Sunday Ticket. So they're pretty much trying to stop people everyone from subscribing to Sunday Ticket and only make it so out-of-market teams do. So that's the whole lawsuit. They're getting sued for that because that's ridiculous. With how much it costs money to go ahead and get the Sunday Ticket, I mean, what is it? So YouTube TV, you have to subscribe to that, right? Which is $70. Did a whole entire video breaking down the whole amount of money, but it's $70 a month for YouTube TV. Then Sunday Ticket is $400 for a 4-month period. So it's $100 a month pretty much. It's $170 a month you have to spend for YouTube Sunday Ticket or getting YouTube TV and the Sunday Ticket. And if you go ahead and get rid of your YouTube TV subscription, which is $70 a month, then you lose access to your Sunday Ticket, but you still get charged for the 4 months. Crazy. With that being said, though, Florio was on Pat McAfee's show today to kind of explain this. So I have a little snippets I cut out here. I just want to go ahead and react to this and listen to what he has to say. Let's get it, boys.
Roger Goodell might be testifying today in a class action lawsuit against the NFL. I had no idea that was happening. Then I also read Jerry Jones might be testifying either today or sometime this week in a class action lawsuit. And I said, what is this?
This is a case that goes back to 2015. It was filed by a San Francisco pub known as the Mucky Duck. And it challenges the way, fundamentally at its core, it challenges the way the NFL sells the Sunday Ticket package, the out-of-market way to, if you're a Packers fan in Pittsburgh, you can watch those games, and they market it like that. The commercials play to that idea that if I'm a displaced fan of some team and I'm in a different market, I can watch the games that way. So the fundamental question is this. Is the NFL forcing the Sunday Ticket provider, previously DirecTV, now YouTube TV, to overcharge in order to ensure that a certain number of people won't get it and that they'll watch the CBS and Fox games made available to them in their local markets? It's a premium product, and there's plenty of evidence that's come in already that the NFL doesn't want it to be too cheap. It doesn't want it to be something that has a huge subscriber base, and the argument is it's trying to protect CBS and Fox. That's the core of the case, and I think caught up within that is just this idea that's been lingering ever since I first became aware of the Sunday Ticket package. Why do I have to buy the whole thing for the whole year when I only care about one team's games? Why do I have to buy every week if the team that I want to watch has a Monday night game that week and I'm not going to watch any out-of-market game?
And that's what I've been arguing forever as well. It's like, I only watch Bengals games, right? I like to watch the primetime games as well. But if I only had to pay for the Bengals games, I'm fine with that. I don't really care. I mean, yeah, it sucks I can't watch the primetime games, but a lot of the primetime games are locally televised anyway. The Thursday night, the Sunday night, the Monday night. I mean, as long as you have NBC, CBS, or any, actual cable, you're going to be able to watch those games. And now with everything being streamed to Peacock, Amazon, ESPN, you can watch those games as well through that. But this should have been, and again, this is something that has been argued about from all football fans. ESPN recently even talked about it, was that it should not be that you have to pay for every single team because you don't want to watch every single game. You only want to watch the game that is your team, and if you're out of market, you want to pay for the team that you want to watch. It's a bull crap. It's literally just jacking up the price, and I do agree here with Florio that that's probably what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it so people can afford it, and the people who can afford it, it's like more or less like, okay, well, it's just extra money for the NFL, but people still watch CBS and all those other, things.
This weekend. So, however this plays out, it could force the NFL to really change the way that games are made available to consumers. And that's a win for all of us, regardless of the verdict, regardless of what happens on appeal. This could rattle the cage enough for the NFL that they say, maybe we need to change the way this is. Maybe we do need to make it cheaper. Maybe we do need to let people buy one team at a time, 1 week at a time, one game at a time. So I hate to say it, but it's true. If the NFL loses, there's a chance that all of us win.
Okay, so obviously, if people are going to pay cheaper money to watch their favorite team, that's good news for humans. The bottom line of the NFL is obviously something that will take a massive shot here. I think I saw from one of your tweets, like, potentially $21 billion in this class action lawsuit to over 2.5 million people that could potentially sign on to file alongside this mucky duck lawsuit that's taking place. The NFL, I assume, is just saying, we're a business. We're allowed to charge whatever the hell we want. This isn't the only way to watch our shows.
So, just a little side note here. It says the class action lawsuit action case covers more than 2.45 million commercials and residential subscribers from 2012 to 2022 and seeks $7.1 billion in damages. Since damages are tripled under federal rule, the NFL could be liable up to $21 billion if it loses. The NFL contends Sunday Ticket is an add-on package for the NFL, most devoted and out-of-town fans, along with noting that all games for local teams are available on broadcast networks. Yeah, and you're going to see real fast, Florio is about to say, this absolutely gets shot down faster than anything. And another thing they tried to do was they were trying to avoid a jury trial for this because it's really hard to, get a jury trial with this whole concept because anyone who has any brain and logic is going to say, yeah, no, it's probably better if you just charge people for what the games they want to watch and not try to absolutely railroad them for as much money as humanly possible, right? So, like, anyone with a brain's going to say that, and that's where you kind of have the problem is now they are in a jury trial. And the jury's going to decide whether or not the NFL is innocent or guilty. And yeah, that's where they're currently at.
This is an additive to everything we do. This is like people that charge $150 for T-shirts. That's what their business is. This is what our business is. Is that what they're saying? And how likely is that to be the winning side in the end of this entire thing?
Well, I mean, that's the gist of it. That they're not engaged in anything that would violate the antitrust laws, that they are just managing their business. It's a premium product. It makes choice available to all consumers. They can watch the games in the local market if they want to. They can purchase Sunday Ticket if they want to. But again, the fight goes down to the pricing and whether and to what extent the NFL, working with CBS and Fox and DirecTV, now YouTube TV, is conspiring to basically fix the price in order to protect the contracts under which CBS and Fox pay billions of dollars to the NFL for those Sunday games, and they want people to watch their local CBS and Fox affiliates and drive up the ratings that way and not send them off to Sunday Ticket. The antitrust angle here, and this is fundamentally an antitrust case, the NFL has an exemption dating back to 1961 as it relates to selling packages to CBS, Fox, NBC, ABC, the broadcast networks. They're allowed to sell all the games together. If you want the Cowboys, you also got to take the games maybe you don't want, and we decide what goes where. They can't be sued for antitrust for that, even though they are 32 different businesses operating under the shield. They're 32 separate businesses. They would be subject to antitrust law. They're trying to argue in this case that the broadcast antitrust exemption extends to whatever is happening with Sunday Ticket and what they may or may not be doing that would otherwise violate the law. So I think they have arguments that, hey, it's not antitrust violation, and then even if it is, it falls under our exemption that we've had since 1961. So they always have a good defense. They always have good arguments. And it all gets worked out in the end, and that's why I wish we had more blow-by-blow coverage of this thing so I could have a better assessment of which way it's going. What I've seen so far, it feels like a tough case for the NFL because it seems pretty clear that, yeah, somebody's putting their thumb on the scale to drive that price up so people don't buy it.
Got it. And I think the first real headline that I...
Yeah, and again, like I said, at the end of the day, the NFL is going to try to make as much money as humanly possible, right? And that in a capitalistic society we live in is perfect, right? They're a business, they make as much money as they want, and they do what's best for their company. But at the same time, you know, you can't royally fluff over consumers, okay? You gotta make your money in a ethical way that isn't fluffing over the consumers that buys your products. And what we're seeing is this, again, if this lawsuit is won by against the NFL here, that the NFL was doing that exact circumstance. They were fluffing numbers, you know, moving stuff around to go against the consumer. And we'll see how this ends up turning out. In the end, you know, if this makes the NFL have to go ahead and give us a YouTube Sunday Ticket that's dedicated to just whatever team you want to be on, yeah, this is going to be amazing. And I think a lot of people are going to love it. And I'm hoping that, you know, this is a case that ends up more pro for the consumer than it is for the NFL. The whole thing sparked up because Pro Football Talk posted this about ESPN. Documents in the Sunday Ticket trial shows ESPN proposed selling the full season package for only $70, along with a single team option. The NFL didn't like the idea, and that's what really sparked this up even more. Now, this document is coming from the court case, so this is literally from the court case of a document saying, hey, you know, ESPN tried to offer an idea of selling the Sunday Ticket for cheaper, and the NFL just shot it down and said, no, like, we don't want to sell for cheaper, which, again, makes sense in the long term here because they're trying to make the most money as possible. Now, because this has gone to jury trial and it's not just a, hey, clean-cut case, which apparently, according to Florio, the NFL really tried to do. They tried to go ahead and kind of say, hey, we're a business. We can do whatever the fluff we want. Shut up and go away. The NFL did not get away with that. So now this is going to trial, and this is going to be a jury trial. So there's going to be stuff that gets figured out. And at the end of the day, if the NFL loses, as consumers, we win. So hopefully they lose. That's what I will say. I'm a little biased here because this is going to be better for overall for the consumer. And the amount of money that is costing us as a consumer to watch football, something that we love, is disgusting. Especially with the fact that they're like, you know, forcing us with the whole betting and making us, oh, hey, you should bet, you should bet, you should bet. Like, it's getting to a point where the NFL, I hate to say it, you need to take this L. Like, you need to take this L right now, NFL. Like, you need to enjoy this L and just take the L and walk away with it. Because at this point, they're getting a little bit too big for their britches. And, well, about to find out how this ends up going out. But, guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one.